I get the feeling she likes driving that ambulance. She had a great big smile on her face. So I'm trying out a new SatNav, and something that somebody recommended, and it's already shit. It's not keeping up, it's not tracking where I am. It's an iOS app, and it's a big shame for me if it doesn't work, because it detects different routes. It detects routes suitable for motorcycles, so if you want to go on a twisties, it'll keep you off the motorways and it'll get you some twisty roads. And it's got great things on it, like round trip. So you just tell it, okay, I want to do a 75-mile ride round trip starting from here, go. And it just keeps generating random routes that, like I say, stick to the twisties. So it's got fantastic potential, and you know, right now it's started to pick up. So I wondered whether it's just a slow start. Hopefully so. And I gave it a big challenge, because Sheffield is not the greatest place for setting off for a route. And it's pretty tricky to find some decent roads, so I'm actually interested to see where it'll take me. So all I've done is my normal commute from work to home, and let's see where it takes us. Funnily enough, so far it seems to come up with the same route as I would take if I was thinking of, you know, going the back roads. But I did have a quick look before I set off, and it looks like, oh my god, are you kidding, you dozy prick. Yeah, it does look like it's going to take me the same route, but it's got lots of little bits where I wouldn't normally go. You know, it's taken me off my normal route, and I wouldn't go that way because it's not quicker. But some of the roads that it was going to take, I thought, actually I do know that road, and it's not a bad road. It's interesting. So yeah, let's see. And it is taking me the same way so far. Like I say, it's difficult. It's I've given it a challenge, because taking a decent route out of Sheffield is never easy. I'm sounding very out of breath, sorry about that. I don't quite know why. I think it's the end of the day and all that, you know. It's I'm knackered. So let's see, second exit on the road. It's very clear as well, very clear, marked out, which is good. It's got an arrival time. It's got 15 miles. I don't know whether you can see it actually. It's clear enough, and you know, you don't want all the fancy stuff all the time, especially when you're on a sports bike and you got to look down because it's mounted on the yoke. So it's, you know, it's not ideal on a tourer. You know, you're looking here, and that's where your SatNav is. So makes sense, but I couldn't use Waze anymore that's the other thing I wanted to see, was how it killed my battery. I love Waze for its traffic and its smart navigation, but since it became, you know, more illegal, shall we say, to use your phone while you're driving, nobody updates it anymore, so I find it just another SatNav now, which is a real shame, because it was absolutely brilliant. And the other thing about Waze is you can't do multi-stops, or at least I never found a way. I think there are some little apps that'll do it for you, but you know, it's a twat. It's not the same thing. It's not Waze. So you know, I like to use one app. I don't want to be fiddling about with loads. So yeah, oh dear. See, this is perfect example. Looking down then, I just caught out of the corner of my eye that guy was actually slowing down to turn right. And that's the thing with the sports bike SatNav, you've got to be really careful. I guess really you don't always buy them for that, but a sports bike, you know, you'd buy a Tour if that's what you wanted to be doing. But I'm absolutely useless at directions, so I need a SatNav. I need a SatNav to get out the end of my street. Okay, let's have a look. Where's this taking us? It does seem to be taking me the way I would go, which is odd, because SatNavs don't take you that way, you know. I say it's odd. This is the route I would take in the car or the truck, because it does tend to be a bit congested. Now it's got me going straight on, but a bit of local knowledge knows that the end of that road is a bloody nightmare to get out of. Come on, Mr. Picanto. Yeah, so like now it's a bit confused. Oh no, it's jumped. It's realised what I've done. In fact, it had also rerouted by the time it jumped, which is fairly quick. I'm using this on an iPhone 6. Is it a 6? Yeah, it's a 6. So not a bad phone. A bit of an Apple fanboy until they released the latest one. You know, we used to laugh at that phones cost £1,000 and we were like, oh, what muppet would use that? And now we seem to have gone back to it, and no, sorry Apple, I can't justify that. And I'm a big tech head. You know, it's my job, it's my livelihood, but I will not justify spending money on something because it looks that good. He says riding a motorcycle that he bought because it looks good. So bit of a hypocrite there, but you know, a mobile for me is it's mainly communication. It's Instagram, it's the camera, that's all I want it for. And I think £1,000 for all that, I could actually have some new bike gear, or you know, my daughter wants a little motocross bike, you know, and you can get that. You can get kit for all sorts. Yeah, £1,200, so it's a lot of money to spend on a mobile that, let's face it, in 2 to 3 years you want to replace, and I just can't justify it. So, well, I'm impressed. This is taking me right way. Now normally I would actually go up that road there and go through Grenoside, because it's just a nice route. But the only thing is, you got along this road that runs parallel, you've actually got speed bumps all the way through there, and you know, it's not that nice. But sometimes this is blocked, so you know, swings and roundabouts. But yeah, here you go, look, so there's traffic, and it's, I don't know why it is, because it's it just gets blocked sometimes, and then other times it's absolutely fine. I guess this doesn't help with the traffic lights and people trying to turn right. But it is quite a nice road when it's less busy. Hey up, learner. Well, this is a much nicer temperature than it was this morning when I set off. -1 this morning, which, you know, people riding worse than that, I know that, but you know, when you're a fair weather wanker like myself, -1 is cold. So yeah, but it's nice. It's still fresh, don't get me wrong. It's not, it probably looks nice and sunny, and it is, but yeah, it's cold. It's still it's probably about 10 degrees. It's not far off like an ideal temperature, really. Wave to that guy. I just realised that he actually pulled over and let me through. Oh god, speed cameras. I mean, I know they say that, you know, it reduces accidents and all that, but does it really? I can understand it in some places, definitely, built up areas and all that. On an open road like this, I mean, I don't know, and that's the thing, you know. But sometimes I think they're just stuck up for money generation. That old chestnut, you know, everybody throws that one around, and I think it's a mix, really. Some places it's worth it, some places it isn't. Well, it's definitely a nice night, and I just hope that weather can just break through now and start to lead us into summer. It's you know, you're about 14-15 degrees and you're happy. I think I actually he wants me to turn off in a bit, so another half a mile. I don't actually know whether these are average speed cameras, so I can't go much faster anyway, unfortunately, because I don't know why, but this is a 50 through here, and I can understand it in that spot there, you know, busy junction. Fatal accident site. Oh, well, that's put a dampener on it, Mr. Council person. Alright, this is actually cracking, this SatNav, or this app, should I say. I will put a link to it. I can't remember what it's called, because it's some funky name. But I will put a link to it, and I think it's on iOS and Android. and give it a go. I don't know whether you can save routes. That would be cool. I'm sure you could. The fact that they've made it for, you know, motorcyclists, someone's obviously given it some thought as to what we want. Oh, I like this bit. I was so busy chatting, I forgot where I was, and always like a little blip down that road, nice and straight, nothing there. You know, it's I'm a reformed character officer. Look at that. That is beautiful. It's sights like that, and I hope you could see it, because I know that the GoPro is on the right hand side, so it's difficult, and I have to keep looking forward because I don't want to go bump. But yeah, it's sights like that that just made me fall in love with Yorkshire, and you know, question what I was doing in Essex. Nothing wrong with Essex, I loved it, but it just didn't feel like home. And I moved around a lot, and this is the first place where I'm like, yes, this is home, this is beautiful. It's got beautiful roads like this. Sometimes you get held up and you're on the go slow, but generally it's not too bad. There's not a lot of traffic. It's only when you get in the big cities, because we're actually surrounded by, you know, Manchester, Leeds up north, well, slightly to the north, not that far up north, and Sheffield. You've got, you know, quite big cities, and for saying you've got all that on your doorstep, you've then got all this on your doorstep, and it's just best of both worlds. I don't know whether anybody lives in Leeds that watches this, and has been to London, but Leeds really reminds me of London a lot, the way that architecture and buildings are, and all of that, but it just feels cleaner. I feel like I don't need to go and have a wash just because I've been there. And you know, London's bloody awful really now. It's too busy, too overcrowded. Where's it got me going? Is it still got me going down here? I haven't been paying attention. Now it's actually, you know what, I haven't been paying attention, and it's because I'm chatting away. But actually I know that I've missed one of the bits that it wanted to take me down, which is a shame. So I'll try and concentrate. Oh, Skippy the kangaroo. Not in a rush. why. Because that bit of road is fucking awful. I don't know whether you can see the amount of potholes that are here, but yeah, it's not nice. Now, it's got me going up there, but I'm not going to go up there. I am going to take the more scenic route, which, you know, it takes longer, but we don't mind that. Up there, you just go up there and turn right and you're back. Up here is probably a 2-mile detour, and it's just nicer. You gotta take it steady though, because there's a lot of farm machinery out recently, I've noticed, and they're not cleaning the roads. Not saying all, I'm just saying, yeah, some of the farms don't clean it. And yeah, prime example, all that shit on the floor. It's you gotta watch it. And I don't know whether you saw that, but that was a perfect front wheel sized pothole. That was a trench. And it just seems to be getting worse and worse, the pothole situation. It's very annoying. You just gotta, you know, I always used to ride like as far as I could see in front. That's where I'd be riding, and you know, the occasional look down, but you can't do that nowadays. There's a lot more looking down in front, I feel, because it's ridiculous. Ridiculoso. Yeah, and then you get things that happen like that, where, you know, you're even taking it steady, you're going around a corner and the back end skips, and it's because there's diesel on the road. And it's like, it does have its downside sometimes, but generally the views and the roads just make up for it. I will actually be going from this station in the morning. No truck, no bike. My truck's still at work because the battery died, which is actually why I came out on the bike today. And you know, I do not regret it at this point. It turned out beautiful, but it was cold this morning.